Hello, everybody. It's been a while since we've gone live. I'm actually going to be doing a few graphic novels and comic books today. So I'm just waiting for our Amazon Live audience to kind of connect first. There we go. Here we are. So again, we're going to be doing comic books, graphic novels. That includes manga, and they're most of them are fairly dark. Not all of them. I think I have one, two. I can't remember how many kids comics I do have, but that's pretty nifty. So first and foremost, for our Amazon Live people, you can watch us over on YouTube, Facebook, etc. Check out our socials right here. All of the things in the very front of the carousel, so all of the electronics and whatnot. We have my ring light, which is actually on sale today. There's a lot on sale in general on Amazon. So check those out, especially if you are into streaming and you want to do that. So the ring light is like 40% off. That's pretty nice. And then we have our Blue Yeti, which is 23% off. That's pretty phenomenal. Usually that's not the case. So the Blue Yeti, which I actually have, you can see he's a little warped. That's because I dropped him. But that should tell you that it's pretty durable. Don't drop your Blue Yeti. But it is it is durable. It bounces back pretty well, and my sound quality hasn't lost anything. It's adjustable. It's really nice. So if you are interested in that, make sure to check that one out too. And it is on sale. I don't see Blue Yeti on sale a lot, and this is the most I've seen it on sale since Christmas, actually. And then the last one is the Elgato Face Cam. This one barely goes on sale. And I'm sad that this isn't a part of like that huge sale thing that we're seeing on Amazon right now, but it is what it is. Eventually it'll be on sale. Again, I've seen it on sale like one time on Christmas. So keep that on a wish list or something. It's pretty awesome. That's the thing I'm using currently. I'm not going to twist it. I can't twist it around so you can see it. All right. So the first comic I'm going to go through is actually, it's called Black Sad. This one's it's an older comic. I had a friend loan it to me. I actually have not read this one, but I've looked through it and the graphics. So this is kind of it's about mid-century America during the Red Scare, McCarthyism, all of that. But all of the characters are anthropomorphized. So our main character his name is Private Investigator John Blacksad. So it talks about really serious topics, but it's approachable with all of our fun little animals, and it's adult. So you are aware. Oh, we've already got some stuff in here that's pretty deep. So this is more, I guess, it's dark in a more realistic way. So rather than paranormal and whatnot, this is stuff that actually did happen, at least kind of in a fictitious way, in America. The things that we sort of dealt with, you can see there is some violence in here, drug use, that kind of thing. But it is a really fascinating story for sure. And it's relatable. This happened not too long ago, mid-century America. So again, Red Scare, etc. Here we go. I need to make sure none of these are bad images. But it won a lot of awards, this comic series. So I'm excited to kind of dig further into it. So this is the Black Sad graphic novel. I'm going to see if I can find some cool images that are appropriate for Amazon Live. The art is fantastic. I really enjoy it. It's so cool. Let's see if there's any more here. Here we go. Classic America bug. So check this one out if you are interested in learning more about American history through the lens of an investigator, but they're also a cat, and it's kind of fun that they are anthropomorphized. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. So check that one out. Next one on the list today is, again, I do have manga on this list, so hopefully you guys are also manga readers. If not, just wait. We'll have other stuff too. So let me try to find it. Oh, here we go. Tokyo Ghoul. I have it backwards. Here we go. Tokyo Ghoul. So this is volume 1 if you want to get started. So some people are really familiar with the anime series, and it wasn't as great, especially towards the end. It started off super strong, so it veered away from the manga, and you can actually get a better story here through the manga versus the anime, so I do recommend it. Let's look at the art. This is pretty dark. So what it says here is we have Ken Kaneki, okay, gotta get in my head, is thrilled to go on a date with the beautiful Rize, but it turns out that she's only interested in his body, in eating it, that is. When a morally dubious rescue transforms him into the first half human, half ghoul hybrid, Ken must survive ghoul turf wars, learn about ghoul society, and master his powers. That is the summary of the story. It's really good, I assure you. Let's look at the art, though. I keep putting my mic in front of everything, so it's hard to show you guys the full image. I also don't want my full mouth on the mic, too. So the art is great. It definitely looks different than the actual show. You can probably tell if you have watched the show versus read the manga. The cover art is stunning, and I like we have here. So this is a perfect example of how creepy it can look. And then we have just kind of a little more, not plain, but it's more palatable. Here's our creepy people again. Hopefully that's Amazon Live appropriate. It's fine. It's manga. So very dark anime, or manga, but it is very, very good. If you are looking for some more urban dark fantasy, I do recommend this. And if you have only watched the anime, but you were like, oh, this isn't turning out as great as I wanted it to, the manga is very different and it is substantially better. I can guarantee that. So check this one out. It's Tokyo Ghoul. It's really good. Volume 1. So next up, here we go. Oh, I'm going to wait. So I will show you guys Tombs by Junji Ito in a moment. I just finished it and it is super, super good. So we will talk about that in a second, but I want to go over this one real fast. This one had gorgeous art. And I've never heard of the series before, so I'll read a little bit to you. The art drew me in. It's stunning, as you can tell. It's actually, I think it's a Chinese artist. So, okay, so here's the actual back. This is what it says. At what cost, art? In the course of a routine journey, government inspector Juan Can encounters his old friend, but not as he remembers him. He is transformed by obsession into a hideous beast. And let's see. Oh, transformed by obsession into a hideous beast, his friend spins a tragic tale and ultimately presents his confidant with a singular request. So that's kind of the basis of this little tiny book. It's a part of the Maiden bookshelf. So I've never heard of this, but again, stunning illustrations alongside the story. It's not quite a comic book, but it's pretty close. So you can see, very pretty. If you are watching on Amazon Live, it's been a while since I've been on here. Everything looks totally different. So, I just noticed you can see the whole side over here. Anyway, make sure to give me a comment. Let me know what kind of things you're reading lately. I know summertime is coming up. A lot of people are buying their books for, going on their vacations and whatnot. So hopefully there are some comic books and graphic novels in your future. And let me know what you're reading. So yeah, these are really pretty illustrations. I've never seen this before. It is on sale. It's really pretty. And it has kind of just a dark undertone as well, very gothic. Kind of feelings of being claustrophobic and trapped. So it's really pretty. As you can tell, I really love Eastern stories. They're some of my favorites. Oh, that's so pretty. All right, one more. Here we go. So this one very interesting. I still have to sit down and actually read it. It's not very long. It's on sale right now. It's $16.78, and you're supporting more I don't want to say local, but you're supporting artists and whatnot versus some big giant publisher, which I appreciate. So this is The Moon Over the Mountain. Very pretty. And there's a whole series of The Maiden's Bookshelf, and this is a part of it. All right. Next one. Here is something for the kiddos. I actually did buy this for my niece. And it's going to be a longer one because it's a box set. This is the Tea Dragon Society. It's so cute. So this one is a complete collection of all 3 of the graphic novels. There's actually, the first time I saw this was actually through a game. So there's a Tea Dragon Society board game or card game. Oh, it's so cute. So hopefully my niece really enjoys this box set, and then we can play the game together when she gets a little older, because I think the game is there's a lot more tactics, which is crazy because it's so cute. Okay, so let me go through this. This is about a cute little blacksmith apprentice, and she goes on these little fun adventures with her dragon people and her friends. It's about found family, which is really great too. And just, I think it's LGBTQ plus friendly. So I really love it. It's a great fantasy world. My niece adores dragons and just the magical beasts and stuff like that. So I think this is very much up her alley. She also loves comic books. So I'm trying to really encourage her to keep reading some fun comics. So here's some illustrations. It's so cute. I can't wait to read this on my own personally. So this is great for ages, I think it said 8 and up. So like 8 to 12. But honestly, I think adults can very much enjoy this comic series if they're really young at heart. I don't know what this is, but it's so cute. This is like the blacksmith's apprentice, their little cute creature that becomes their little dragon pal. It's so cute. So there's a lot of great, it's a wonderful book about friendship and people's differences and learning to just accept people for who they are with dragons and tea. So it's super cute. This is book 1. So it comes with 2 more. This one's the Dragon Tapestry. Very orange. This one looks like it's perfect for fall. Oh, and I forgot to mention at the very back, at least on the other one, you do get images of the fun dragons that are available. Let me see if I can find any here. Excuse me while I peruse. No, but I am seeing really cute art in the very back here. So fun. But on the back on this one, it does talk about the different kinds of dragons. We have an Earl Tea Dragon and Ginger Tea Dragon. I mean, these are really clever. So precious. So many dragons. Rooibos Dragon is so cute. There's a lot of great dragons in here. So I think if you do have somebody, a little one, or even yourself who just loves tea and dragons, this is a really cute little comic book. So I'll just go over the other 2 super fast. Here it is, the Tea Dragon Tapestry. Beautiful. I mean, seriously, stunning art. I love the character concepts as well. And we're following the same character, the cute little blacksmith's apprentice. So I love that. And then the last one, this one's the Tea Dragon Festival. Oh, I didn't even know. This is almost like a Pegasus. Super cool. So here we have our list of characters as a little reminder. And here's some more images as well. Not super spooky, but it's fantasy. Great for kids specifically, but adults can enjoy it too. Great character designs. And I know a lot of us book readers are definitely tea drinkers, and we all kind of love fantasy in some regard. This is just a really great introduction to magical fun worlds. So this is the Tea Dragon Festival. All 3 of these books, they're hefty. They're comics, and they do come in this huge box set. The Tea Dragon Society. the complete collection box set. It's really beautiful. I mean, like, it's just a really well put together box set. Like I said, it's big, great for kids, a great birthday present, which is exactly what I'm doing for my niece. So let's move on to our next book. But this one was really exciting. I cannot wait to read this full thing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I'm going to have to postpone putting this in the box. So next one we're going to talk about classic Fables, Volume 1. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. So if you've never read Fables before, I think everybody should, even if you're not a comic fan, and if you love reading and you love fairy tales, Fables puts some of our favorite fairy tale. Oh, that's a great image too. Sorry, Amazon Live. This is Dark Side of the Library. I apologize, but still. So it is violent. Can you tell? But it takes all of our favorite fairy tale characters like Snow White, Rose Red, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, all of those, puts them in a contemporary setting. And then we have a bunch of different stories that are involved with them. So the Big Bad Wolf is one of the main characters in Bigsby. It's one of our main characters here. Snow White is the president of the Fable Town. But it's all of these interesting fairy tale politics put into this whole comic series. It's really fun, but it is very, very adult. So in this one, Bigsby, I think it's this one, Bigsby is trying to investigate a murder mystery. And because the Big Bad Wolf is actually a detective, so that's really fun. And Snow White puts him on this mission. So as you can see, we still have creatures in here, but we do have a lot of the characters are still pretty human. I'm trying to remember who these characters are. Is this Beauty and the Beast? Oh no, this is the prince, or the Bluebeard. That's right. Okay, this is a great comic. Super. I mean, I think this has actually won a lot of awards too. But if you've never read it before, I just highly recommend it. All right, we're moving on to. Let's go to somewhere. Let's go to this one. Okay, so this is Through the Woods. There it is. This one's great for summertime and spring for reading. If you're looking for a great gift for somebody who likes spooky fairy tales, totally recommend Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. These are all short stories, and they all have different themes. And they're all very creepy, but they are written in a way that's very, very similar to an old school Grimm fairy tale. But it's still a little, it's not ye old writing, but the rhythm of the storytelling is really fun. So here we have, I think it's 5 tales. Let me see if I can find the table of contents here. Oh no, I'm wrong. 6 tales. Here's that. I'll share with you guys some of the art. I don't want to spoil all of the mystery of each story, but these are all really different fairy tales. But they are all very similar. Like there's a lot of themes that kind of, I mean, this one feels like a Cinderella vibe. Let's see. Here we have some more. One thing that's really interesting about this graphic novel is that there is a lot of bright colors and saturated colors, especially in this one. And it doesn't take away from the creep factor of it. And every single tale is going to appeal to a different audience or creep a different person out. So there's a lot of variability. It's very well done. Let's see. I also have to make sure all these images are actually Amazon appropriate, so I apologize. So yeah, this is another really great one. I love short stories personally because I can just read one, right before bed, and then then I can pick up where I left off, and I'm not missing out on anything, not missing out on sleep. This one's actually on sale for 28% off, so $12.99. And again, I actually did get this as a gift. I didn't even know about this comic. And this person does have a web comic, I think continuous web comic, and you can check out Emily Carroll online, and they've got a lot of stuff. But very cool, gothic for sure, fairy tale-esque graphic novel. So this is Through the Woods. This is excellent. I'm going through these super fast. I did not mean to. If you are watching over on Amazon, Facebook, or on YouTube, make sure to give me a comment. Let me know what kind of graphic novels or comic books you've been reading lately. And make sure to give me a follow and to spread the word to all of your other dark readers. Let's go to something a little different. I might lose people, but it is what it is. So we're going to talk about a manga. This one's not dark at all. But I had this lying around. I've been slowly chipping away at it. And I decided I'm going to share it with other people. So Yona of the Dawn. And I know I'm presenting the ones that are like in the middle. So I have both 7 and 8. You can find both of them in the carousel down below. So this is an interesting comic. I actually watched the anime a long time ago, and it wasn't finished. So the anime, maybe you're familiar with this too. The anime doesn't really pick up all of the manga series. They haven't finished it. And I totally forgot about it until my friend loaned these to me. And she was like, oh, this is my favorite comic. You have to read it. So it just recharged my memory. And I was like, oh my God, I totally remember this. So Yona is a princess of a kingdom. She's the one with the bright red hair. You can see here on the back too. And there's some coup that happens and she has to escape her castle. People think that she's dead. And she actually has to collect a group of people who are, they have like the magic of the dragon and whatnot. Anyway, so it's a really fun fantasy. It is steeped in Chinese folklore actually, and it's pretty cool. All of the different dragons have different abilities. So it's kind of like it's like a D&D campaign. You're like looking for your rogue character and then you're looking for your warrior character. It's really fantasy-esque and it's great. Yona is a beautiful protagonist and she learns to go from being a princess to being a warrior, which is also great. So you see her growth as a person because she starts off kind of whiny, and then it becomes almost like a reverse harem a little bit, but not quite. So if that's up your alley, this is probably going to be an approachable comic. It's silly, it's lighthearted, it's fun. The art style is gorgeous, as you can see. I was getting all wrapped up in the storytelling and I forgot to show you guys what the art actually looks like. The characters are really unique and in design and in personality as well, which is great. So I do recommend this. It's fun. I think this is a great read for people that do love more female protagonists who have what am I trying to say here? That have this growth from being like princess taken care of to more of like learning independence kind of thing. It's actually very well done. I'm not doing a very good job giving this justice, but great characters. It's a fun story. Yona of the Dawn, it's a great manga, not super dark, so totally different than what we usually do here. So I have volume 7 and 8 posted, but you can find all of the different volumes over on Amazon as well. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you again. Thank you so much for the promotion. I hope you've been doing well. It's been a long time. We've been so busy. We haven't been keeping up on our live streaming. So bad. I'm going to drink a little bit of tea while I'm waiting, while I'm revitalizing. Okay. So next thing, yes, we're doing okay over here. It's been a little crazy. Lots of family emergencies on our end, but we're making it. Okay. So the next one, whoopsies. The next one I want to talk about is another comic, volume 1. It's called The Wicked and the Divine. So every 90 years, 12 gods return as young people. They are loved, They are hated. In 2 years, they are all dead. It's happening now, and it's happening again. So this is a really interesting comic. It looks very whimsical on the outside and very, I don't know, angelic, I guess. But then on the inside, everything's very vibrant. It's kind of a little punky. I don't know how else to describe it. It's really cool what they've done. And the story is interesting. The concepts for the characters and the gods are really, really cool. So let me go. I'll just show you guys a few of these pages. I need to filter this out and be really careful. I mean, like, this looks phenomenal. I love that character design. So cool. So this is a really approachable comic. This is one that I would not have picked up unless, I mean, my friend was there with me and she's like, you know what, you would totally love this. But when I looked at the cover, I was like, no way. Okay, I gotta filter this. Sorry. So there are a lot of adult themes in this comic book. It is violent and bloody, so be careful if you are sensitive to those things. And make sure to buy for adults only, or if you know kids who can handle this, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I think I need more caffeine. A tiny bit of tea just isn't cutting it anymore. Okay. So diverse cast of characters, unique storyline about the gods in a more contemporary setting, and really interesting story. So check this one out too. This is The Wicked and the Divine. And then I'm going to share with you guys Gideon Falls. That one is one I'm a little more familiar with. And it seems to be pretty low in price. Thank you again, Richard, for that. Yes, come and meet me. Usually we do trivia days, or I was doing trivia days on Fridays. That one I've definitely lost. I've fallen off the bandwagon. That's my fault. But we've had some family stuff going on, and it's been a lot. So hopefully, as we're approaching summertime, we'll be doing more live videos. So stay tuned. Make sure to give us a follow if you do like darker stuff. As Halloween approaches, we're going to be doing a lot of Halloween-oriented things. That means like decorations, witchy decor. We've got food, even all kinds of cool stuff, tarot cards. So if that's your thing, make sure to give us a follow and check out our socials down here, by the way. All right, Gideon Falls. This one is about a creepy black barn, and it gets really trippy. This is one of the most trippy comics I think I've ever read, and it's very good. The end, like the last volume, is very, very long. Keep in mind. Yay! 1K likes. Holy cow. I don't even know how that happened. I think I was seeing that in my peripheral vision, and I was like, is that one? I don't know. Thank you for that. I'm glad you like Halloween. I love Halloween. That's my favorite thing in the entire world. So, Gideon Falls, this is a really, really fun one. We have a character in here. We have a lot of different characters in here, but they all are drawn to this creepy black barn. So we have a psychologist and a patient. The patient is let me see if I can find I'm sure I could find a picture of him. So he's kind of a germaphobe, and he's a really interesting character to kind of follow around. So here we have our psychologist and our patient together, and he keeps dreaming about this black barn, and it's really horrifying. We also have a priest, kind of this priest that's a little not as priestly as you would imagine. Like, he's trying to do his best kind of priest. You all know what priest I'm talking about. They're in shows and movies all the time. Let me see if I can find him. Here we have our priest right here, and he's going to investigate. So they're all being drawn to this black barn. So here's what it says. It tells of an otherworldly building that has appeared and reappeared throughout history, bringing death and madness in its wake. Now its mystery ensnares and entwines the lives of two very different men. So the priest and the guy who's the germaphobe. One, a young recluse. Okay, we've already talked about that. and we've got our Catholic priest. Neither of them are prepared for what's inside the Black Barn. So Jeff Lemire is the writer, and then Andrea Sorrentino, sorry, is the artist. They make an amazing team, and Jeff Lemire is really known for doing really great horror in particular stories. And I think he's contributed even to, like, I don't want to be wrong, maybe I think he did Batman. I should have researched. I go through so many of these all the time, different authors, comics, etc., that it's so hard for me to remember everybody. I have a terrible memory. Anyway, this is an excellent comic. The layout is really fun. It is a trip. This is just volume 1, and I love the illustrations. So every single cover of Gideon Falls has like a profile or a silhouette of somebody in a cityscape or some kind of weird thing. It's really, really cool. And that's for every single cover of each volume. So definitely check this one out. This is really interesting, and it's great spring, summertime read if you're looking for a different kind of haunted house or haunted barn kind of story. It's trippy. Gideon Falls, Jeff Lemire. You can't go wrong. All right, let's talk about Junji Ito. I've delayed that one long enough. The Amazon thing is so different now that I'm like, oh, it's just wild. Okay, so I just finished Tombs by Junji Ito. This is actually on sale. It's only 10%. It's totally worth it, though. I breezed through this comic, graphic novel, manga, book really quick. I highly recommend it. So Tombs is a compilation of Junji Ito's, a lot of his famous works that are finally being translated into English. Some of these stories I recognize, but I only recognize because I saw or have seen some of the Japanese originals. But now we've got an English translation. If you've seen the Netflix series, the Junji Ito Master Collection or whatever that they released this year, there are familiar stories in here and out there. So we have a total of 9. I literally just did a podcast episode of this. So I literally did it on Friday. So my memory, super small. I think it's 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, look. Okay, memory's not too bad, I guess. All right. 9 short stories. The fun thing about Junji Ito is that not only is his art amazing, like it's really well done, and it's surreal, but it's not the kind of up in your face kind of horror. A lot of these stories are just, it's like putting a visual for, it's giving a visual for some human experiences and really tapping into some of those inner fears, but not just fears, like disgusts or just things that we're ashamed of, but really having a visual for it. And I'll go through that a little bit in a second. But all of these are really dark in their own way. They're very, very different stories. We have our first story, Tombs, which is almost like a I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of feel. So again, these are really great stories for right now, summertime, springtime. They're actually, I don't think any of these stories are really in a wintry fall setting. I can see all of these happening in spring and summer. So Tombs is a great story. We have a haunted house story. See creepy images here, and they're very disturbing for sure. There's a story about a slug girl whose tongue actually becomes a slug. It's super disgusting, but it's one of my favorites. It's so gross. We have a washed ashore. So, like the scary parts about the ocean, the depths, and claustrophobia there. There's a story here about this haunted tunnel that lures people in. A story that a lot of people really enjoy is this one. I think it's called The Golden Statue or The Bronze Statue. It's about vanity, so that's a freaky one and really great. But that one's another one that I think a lot of people would actually relate to, and it's done in a way where maybe you're like, oh man, that's real vain. Maybe I need to rethink my vanity a little bit. It's about prolonging your life too, but in a disturbing way. We have another story that's about all the things we hide it in, like our hidden secrets, trying to make sure that other people don't know about it. And alternatively, people that love hearing about other people's secrets and how obsessive they can be and gross. Then we have our classic haunted village story. It's great. I can go on about it, and you can actually check out all of those details on our podcast or our YouTube channel. You can find that down here. I literally just posted a video and I talk about my favorite ones. I do recommend Tombs. Junji Ito is a master of horror. So if you're looking for something a little unique and horror and manga, or if you've never tried manga before, this is the perfect place to start. So Tombs is excellent. 5 out of 5. All right. Next thing I'm going to talk about. Thank you so much, Richard, for doing that for me. Next one is Angel Sanctuary, another manga. This is very manga heavy. I understand it might not be for everybody. And I'm going back real old school with this one. I actually have been wanting to reread this whole series again. Angel Sanctuary is excellent. We have our main protagonist, Setsuna. He has to go to the depths of hell to go retrieve his sister. It's classic. What's not to love about that? The art style in particular is very beautiful. I think at the time, especially because released, I think in early 90s, it was just phenomenal artwork, especially during that period of time. So this is just volume 1. There's a whole cast of characters, and a lot of them, because we are going down to the depths of hell, we get to see and learn about different tiered demons, and we also get to learn about different angels. Here's one. We also get to realize that demons and angels might not be as different as we think they are in some of the lore. This leans really heavily into, I think it's Jewish lore, their angel hierarchy and demon hierarchy. Is it Jewish or Catholicism? I can't remember. I still need to do some research, but this is an excellent comic if you do like that kind of heaven and hell oriented stuff. Angel Sanctuary, it's beautifully done. This is volume 1. I think there's like 30 volumes total. So this is a pretty great old school manga. Maybe you forgot about it. I'm trying to give you nostalgia feels. Okay, so Angel Sanctuary is one. I will talk about Berserk in just a second. We've done a lot of anime, or manga, so I'm going to move on to a Neil Gaiman graphic novel. This one's very short, and granted, and I also have to filter some of the images, and excuse me. Oh, what's my favorite dark movie? I immediately thought Pan's Labyrinth, but I don't think that's correct. So hold on, let me think about that real quick. Because dark doesn't have to be, there's so many different genres of dark, so it's like, which one do I like the most? Because we're talking about slasher movie dark, I love the classic Scream. It's so campy. I just love it so much. But there's so many. Honestly, my favorite dark, creepier movies, I would have to say, is Silence of the Lambs. I literally, when I was a kid, this is so messed up. So here's a little personal story about me. This is why I'm, Carrie and I are the face heads of Dark Side of the Library. When I was a kid, and I got my wisdom teeth pulled pretty early. I think it was 13 or something. The movie I wanted to have, because I was, my parents were like, okay, we'll give you 3 movies because you're going to be in bed all day. I was like, I want Silence of the Lambs, Gladiator, and what was my other one? I think it might have been Hannibal or Pan's Labyrinth. That was one of them. So yeah, I just like dark stuff. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, what's your favorite dark movie, Richard? I love that you're able to chat with me, because usually you're helping everybody around, and Oh my God. Actually, The Exorcist is one of the movies I can't. That one's actually the one that I hate. I have a hard time watching, which is weird. I will watch everything else, but the original Exorcist movie, I think it's just the way the body contortion really bothers me. The stare thing still freaks me out to this day. I'm going to have to rewatch it though. But yeah, Richard, let me know what your favorite dark movie is. There's so many great movies out there, and there's a lot of bad ones too. Okay, moving on. I had a little tea. Actually, I'm going to have more. Hold on. Oh, I'm thinking of Constantine. Van Helsing's a great one too. Is that that's oh, why can't I remember his name anymore? Wolverine, right? I think he's Van Helsing. I was thinking Constantine with Keanu Reeves because I thought they were talking about reviving Constantine at some point. Okay, good. I'm glad my brain is kind of there. I haven't seen Van Helsing in a long, long time. All right. Sorry, Amazon Live people. Got distracted. Yeah, actually, everybody else, like Richard and I, shared our favorite movies. You guys should share some of your favorite dark movies. I imagine you're here because you guys have a little dark spot in your heart, just like us. Maybe. So yeah, please make sure to comment. So this comic book or graphic novel, very short. It's by the one and only Neil Gaiman. If you've never read any Neil Gaiman, you'll probably be familiar with like Good Omens is on Amazon Prime right now. And Good Omens is the book. Neil Gaiman wrote Good Omens. Sandman is another one that everybody is now learning about, but Sandman's been around for a long time. There's American Gods. So Neil Gaiman is just phenomenal. He does a lot of dark fantasy. So he partnered up with Colleen Doran, and they did their own interpretation of Snow White. So Snow Glass and Apples. Hugh Jackman. Thank you, Richard. I was like, who is Wolverine? It's sad because I love Hugh Jackman. Okay, so this comic book is really it's beautifully illustrated. It's not very big. It's $11.79 right now, so 41% off. It's pretty good. And I have to filter some of these images because there is some nudity, so not Amazon friendly. I'm sorry. Maybe on YouTube I'll preview it for you so you can follow us on YouTube and maybe see a preview over there. But it is a retelling of Snow White. So I have to be careful. As you can see, beautiful details on these illustrations by Colleen. The writing is by Neil Gaiman. So it's it's got like a lot of rhythm to it. It's just stunning. Let's see. I have to, again, careful. Here we go. I think we're safe. So here's some more imagery here. And the way the panels are laid out are really interesting. So it's hard, like sometimes there are definite panels, like actual breaks, but as you can see here, it's almost like this big flow, I guess I keep thinking a stream of consciousness a little bit with their paneling. So I really enjoy how they've laid this out. Again, I have to be careful. So you can see there are some paneling portions, but this really feels more like a folk tale just by keeping it a little more open and having it be a little more dreamy, if that makes sense, like a little overlap. I hope this all makes sense. I just keep talking because I have nothing better to do, I guess. So here's some true paneling. Again, beautiful. So if you are somebody who likes to collect retellings of fairy tales, this is one. Okay, careful. There's a but, so we'll be okay. So if you like retellings in some way, this is a great piece to have in your collection. Again, I need to make sure everything's safe. Something with this one is that it sneaks in a lot of violent and very can be triggering images in here. So again, be really careful. It is quite dark. So just keep that in mind. So let's see. Oh, gotta find some more. Yeah, this is pretty dark. But you kind of get the gist of exactly what it looks like. I don't think I can really show any more, but here's some extra sketches from Colleen. This is Neil Gaiman's Snow Glass Apples. Honestly, I feel like this would be a really great fall and winter read, but this is still so short. I love short reads during the summer personally, just because there's usually 20 times more things to do, and I'll get like a small amount of free time and I'm like, okay, I got to go paddleboarding, or I got to go work, or I got to do whatever. So it's cool to get like little short stories that you can have on hand. Just read something really quick and then you can put it down. So this Snow Glass and Apples, there we go. Moving on, we have another great comic. Don't be afraid. Come meet Katie. Yes, don't be afraid of me. I just said I loved Silence of the Lambs, and it's my favorite, one of my favorite dark movies. Don't be afraid of me. It's fine. So this is the Night Eaters. This is by the two most amazing people, Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. They're phenomenal. If you you might recognize them from the Monstrous series, which won a lot of awards. Beautiful artwork. I mean, Sana Takeda is just, both of them have won awards, but Sana Takeda's art is just, it's so unique and stunning. This one is a really fun story about immigration and a haunted house and demons mixed together. And it's actually kind of more of a dark humor. We have two twins. They live in America, and their parents were Chinese immigrants. So the two twins are trying to start up a business, and they just suck at it. And their parents are coming over to help them a little bit. And their parents are very different from each other, polar opposites. Dad is happy-go-lucky, and mom, let's see if I can find an image of her. I love mom because she just looks so angry all the time. There's mom. So mom is kind of just, she's like, you kids suck. I can't believe I have to clean up this mess for you. So they live across the street from this really creepy house. And she's like, we're going to go clean out this creepy haunted house. And the kids are like, I don't know about that. There's really creepy dolls here. And so the kids go in to clean this house. And it ends up being this really horrifying thing. Like they're being chased around by this terrifying spirit. And then they realize their mom is not necessarily who she actually is. But it's really, it's an interesting story about just the lives, the differences of if you were born here in America and you have parents who did immigrate here versus what the trials and tribulations have been for parents who did immigrate here, what the differences are. It's kind of almost also like a millennial versus non-millennial, like a Gen X kind of book too. It's really good. It's a very well done story. It has stunning illustrations. It's hilarious, actually, and very, very dark. It has some, I can't show that. It has some sinister images in here. And Sana Takeda and Marjorie Liu are excellent. This is I think it's going to be a 4-parter. So this is book 1. Book 2 might be coming out, I would imagine, in fall, because this one came out October last year. So I'm looking forward to book 2. Like, it's going to be really good. I highly recommend it. It's really fun. This is The Night Eaters. She Eats the Night. And if you do click through and see Night Eaters, check out Monstrous as well. That's a really great steampunk, dark fantasy story that Sana Takeda and Marjorie Liu did as well. They won a lot of awards for that. Excuse me. It's been I think a month since we've done an official live stream. Okay, so my last comic of today, I had to save the best for last. So Kentaro Miura's memorial 2-year anniversary of his passing was actually last Saturday. And I wanted to, he's my favorite manga artist. And I wanted to share with you guys the deluxe Berserk edition manga. We're slowly kind of transferring out all of our original Berserk mangas into the deluxe version because they're really nice. The leather bound, or not, maybe not leather, but hard bound, beautiful. I mean, having a whole bookshelf of all 20 of the Berserks is going to be phenomenal. And I love Kentaro Miura. It's hard. He was amazing. So anyway, this is the exact same comics as you're familiar with for Berserk. It's just everything's a little bigger. Here we go. Beautiful guts right here. So everything is just a lot larger. The panels are all the same. It's heftier. I think this is just going to keep a lot longer. We read Berserk all the time. At least I do. We go back and read it quite often. And this has been really fun to actually see just everything in a larger version. It's beautiful still. Seeing all of Kentaro's fantastic ink work up close like this and reading the story again. So I wanted to present this one a little last. It's also on sale for 20% off. I know these can be really pricey, especially if you are trying to get, I think they are at volume 20 for the deluxe versions, or at least volume 20, the last one just published in March. So $50 per is, I get it. It's a lot. So, but it's worth it. So this collects, I think, volumes 1 through 3. So the deluxe version collects volume 1 through 3, but extra large. Oh, Griffith. Little bird man. Here you go. And I don't know if I can show that. So if you are unfamiliar with Berserk, it is a dark fantasy kind of sword and sorcery, but honestly, that's bastardizing this. It is one of the most spectacular pieces of work ever, just for the line work on an artistic perspective, but a story perspective. It talks about a person, especially a man specifically, who goes through some really terrible events in his life, a lot of trauma, anger. So it really deals with a lot of these emotions that it seems like a lot of us are told we can't experience. So Guts is the perfect protagonist. Not quite an anti-hero, but he kind of feels like it. It's just great. I highly recommend it. And yeah, I just don't think anybody's done this kind of style of dark fantasy manga art any better than Kentaro Miura. So this is Berserk, the deluxe version, volume 1. They have a whole bunch of them. And like I was saying, I am literally trying to replace all of my original Berserks to this version just because it looks so beautiful and it'll keep longer. So check this one out, Berserk Deluxe version. So let me know if you guys have any, if you want me to revisit any of these comics or mangas or anything like that. I'd love to do that for you. I could go for another 7 minutes. We do have, somebody did click on Gideon Falls. Good. It's a great comic. Check out Jeff Lemire too. Fantastic, like really excellent writer. Let me see. Is there any other comics you guys do want me to go over again? Because I'm more than happy to. The T-Dragon, like I was saying earlier, I gotta put this. I keep stacking all of these books together. I'm clearly doing such a good job being organized. The T-Dragon box set is on sale for 30% off right now. And I actually did buy this for my niece specifically. She likes me reading her comic books, and it's so precious. But like, it's really, this is a great introduction to comics for younger kids. So this is for ages 8 through 12. Adults can totally read this as well. I do recommend this because it is on sale and it's a huge box set. I mean, there's a lot. So this is all the comics that come with it. It is really big and it is really approachable. So I'll go over this one again real quick just because I'm not going to have this one forever. I'm going to try to convince her to let me keep this one at my house. So whenever she comes and visits, she will read it. So it's about a cute little blacksmith apprentice who goes through her own adventures, obviously like learning how to be a blacksmith. She's in a fun fantasy world that has dragons and tea. So here we have a list of all of our different tea dragons. Aren't they cute? So, I like I just like the different interpretations of dragons. They don't have to be our Western dragons. They can be super cute, like our chamomile tea dragon looks like a little goat puppy. I love it. It's about found family. There's a lot of beautiful LGBTQ plus themes in here that are approachable, and it's about accepting people's differences and being able to overcome some of your own, things in life. It's just a great kids read in a fantasy world with dragons. My niece loves dragons, so I'm like, I'm gonna get her this. It's perfect. And this comes with 3 big comics. It's boxed in this really beautiful, it's a keepsake. So it's really nice to be able to have this around. They can have it forever. I will probably have it forever, but that's okay. It's really cute. Different stories. I don't know if they're doing any more. It's a web comic, by the way. If you wanted to check it out before buying it, you can actually check out the Tea Dragon comics and see if it's up your alley before committing. But they might be doing more. And there is a board game. So if you click through, you can find a Tea Dragon board game that looks so cute. My friends and I go into game shops all the time, and we see it. We see the Tea Dragon game and we're like, oh, should we buy it yet? Not committed yet, but we'll probably get there. So anyway, that's one I wanted to go over one more time, especially since a lot of the other ones that I talked about today were for adults. That's kind of my kid graphic novel. Let's see, is there any other ones? I guess I could talk about Junji Ito again, because Junji Ito's amazing and it is on sale. Let me see if there's anything else that might be on sale. If you do have any questions about the tech that's at the front of the carousel, let me know. I'm more than happy to go over that. It's pretty self-explanatory though. Everything in the carousel that's all techie is all stuff I'm using right now. It clearly works. If that was a question, it works. You can see my face with the ring light. My mic works. My camera works. Okay, I'll just show you guys some more images from Tombs from Junji Ito. Hi, Sean. I'm sorry it's been such a long time. We're terrible. We're just going through a lot. It's family stuff is pretty bad, but we're making it. So I'm sorry I haven't been doing trivia days or anything like that. So here's some images from Tombs. Junji Ito is fantastic. Seriously, some of the best imagery ever. Here's some creepy images here. I guess I'll go over just maybe my favorite 2 stories from Tombs. Wrong way. I keep doing that. Let me drink some tea first. I can't believe this is on sale already, but honestly, this is such a good introductory to Junji Ito horror manga, and just it's so good. Like it's good. You need to just have it. So my 2 favorite ones, I don't know why this one I love so much, but I think it's just relatable. This one is called, let me find the title. I apologize. It's called Floaters. No, don't be gross. Floaters. So this one is interesting because it starts off where it's basically 2 friends are concerned that one of their other friends becomes more isolated in their room, and there's these weird dandelion things that keep floating around, and they say weird horrible things, like, well, not horrible, but they say things like one of the floaters was saying like, I love you, Kyoko. And basically what it is, and here you can see all of the little floaters are escaping. What it is the guy's thoughts are being manifested in these little floaty guys. And so he's trying to contain them all in his room, and he's isolated, and he's like, nobody can know about my secrets, but they end up getting out anyway. And then we have alternatively, so we have a tale about keeping secrets, and some of our darkest secrets get out, and that kind of thing, and trying to hide it from people. But then we have another character in the short story who loves collecting these floaters. So he loves collecting all of these people's deep, dark secrets. And I just thought this story was so relatable because it gives you a visual of people who try to contain all of their secrets and it just kind of bubbles over and it's inevitable. But then we also have people who love the tea, but they get really obsessive about it to the point they're almost like the pot stirrers and it can be really toxic. And then they don't want other people to know their secrets. So they're hypocrites. So it's a really interesting story it's a great visual for that kind of theme. And it's not inherently creepy, but the way Junji Ito does it is very creepy. Sean, corn, it's fine. I said it first. I can't really be upset with you. And then my next favorite one is very short. I'm just going to talk about it briefly since we are basically done. It's gross. FYI, if you're watching and you just get grossed out by stuff really easily, stop watching. So this one is just, but it's not gross in a way that I think that Westerners would find gross and terrifying. It is, but it's just not something we think about. This story is about a girl who she's staying home all the time and her tongue actually is becoming a slug. So just like thinking about that, and the more it sinks in, the more disgusting it is, right? You're just like, that's so gross. And then the visuals happening, the visuals on top of it that Junji Ito presents just makes it extra gross, like really gross. But it's not something you would think of. Like, why would anybody think of like, oh, what would happen if my tongue became a slug? Sorry. I saw the dandelion one and I was like, oh, I got dandelions. It's allergy season. So this one's a great short story. It's gross, but it's fantastic and it's so simple. It's such a simple concept, but it resonates with you so much and it's disgusting. I love it. It's great. So this is Tombs by Junji Ito. I'm glad we're actually leaving now. I'm so sorry. Oh, SCP. Hello. Good timing. It actually does talk about in the end of Slug Girl. So if you see this, you could actually probably find Slug Girl online. They actually do like put her in a salt bath, like just a bathtub full of salt. So you do actually get to see what happens to her when that happens. So they do think Junji Ito thinks of everything. So Tombs is the English translated version of a lot of his classics that he's done before. You might be able to see some of it on Netflix as well. Keep that in mind. So check this out. This is super good. I highly recommend it. Junji Ito's amazing. All right. So that is it for all of my horror-oriented, darker comic books, graphic novels. Stay tuned for more live streams. We're going to start ramping up again. If you like Halloween, gothic stuff, dark reads, anything that's dark oriented at all, we're doing horror trivia games. I'm so sorry. Again, family emergencies have been taking over our life. It's hard mental wise to deal with. If you like any of that stuff, give us a follow so you are notified anytime we do go live. You can join us on our socials down here, Dark Side of the Library. We do post a lot of stuff all the time. Thank you again. Thank you, Sean, for chatting. SCP, I'm so sorry you saw us at the tail end, and definitely Richard. Thank you for being so nice and posting all of these things. And you can shop with us as well. We have a nicer live stream channel on Amazon Live called Cookbook Divas. So if you like cooking and stuff like that, you can see Carrie and I over there occasionally as well. Thanks again. We'll see you guys next time.